Good morning, everybody. How are you? Is everybody happy? Happy as well as safe at your homes? Dear students, myself Shubprasad sir from Shubhra Singh Children Academy. Students, once again welcome to my YouTube channel. Dear students, today that is on 10th September 2020, in today's 11th Business Studies lecture, as we have started in Business Studies Part B of Business Studies, that is Trade and Finance. And in this Trade and Finance, Part B, if we talk about the serial number of the chapters, then we have started the chapter number 7, that is Sources of Business Finance. Chapter number 7, Sources of Business Finance. Sources of Business Finance, this chapter I have already started. My dear students, in the last lecture of our business studies in same chapter, that is Sources of Business Finance, we had discussed about the issue of shares. Issue of shares, it is long-term sources of raising finance. This we had discussed. In the same last lecture itself, I had discussed with you the meaning of shares. Today, we have to discuss today's topic. If you ask about that what is today's topic is equity shares. Equity shares we are going to discuss today. In this, first of all, as I told you that in the last lecture I had discussed the meaning of shares. It was discussed. Today we will discuss definition of shares. Definition of shares we will discuss today. Once again, to recollect, to establish link with last lecture, once again I will discuss the meaning of shares, then definition of shares, then we will discuss the meaning of equity shares, and afterwards, today itself, we will discuss the features of equity shares. Features of equity shares. So, let's start with the continuation of the last lecture, that is meaning of shares. My dear students, in the last lecture, I had explained you the meaning of equity shares with example. I had given you example, and on board I had explained certain calculations. With the help of calculations, I had explained the meaning of shares. So I hope that you must have seen that video and you must have understood the meaning of shares. But then also I am going to repeat it, meaning of shares. Dear students, a share is the share of share capital. A share is the share of share capital. It is the meaning of shares. What happens actually? We had discussed the sources of raising finance, and in that we had discussed the sources of raising finance on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, the sources of raising finance are two main sources. They are classified as owned funds and borrowed funds. I had explained you this with the help of chart. In chart, I had explained about owners fund and borrowed funds. So over here, when we talk about shares, so indirectly we are talking about owners fund, because you know very well that shareholders are the owners of the company. So what happens while framing the meaning of shares? We frame it like this: a share is the share of share capital. Share is interest of owners in the company. Share is interest of shareholders or owners in the owned capital or in the company's share capital. It will be more clear with the help of definition of shares. So let's see what is a statement. Statement, definition of shares. Share means smallest unit. Share means smallest unit in which capital of a company is divided. Share means smallest unit in which the capital of the company is divided, and it includes share stock. So far in this chapter we have discussed so many things, but under the heading owner's capital or owned capital, first time you are listening share stock. I repeat the statement, listen it very carefully. Definition of shares. I am not writing on the board the definition of shares, just I am giving you the statement. What is definition of shares? Listen it very carefully. Share means smallest unit. Share means smallest unit in which share capital of a company is divided and includes share stock. Dear student, share capital of the company is divided. Share capital of the company is divided, and share is smallest unit of that and includes a stock. Means what? When we say shares, so it includes share stock also. What is that statement is saying about divided? So that I had explained you in the last lecture with example. The same example I am going to put over here once again. Say for example, as I told you earlier, that sources of raising finance on the basis of ownership is classified as owner's capital or owned capital or share capital. three names I gave you: owner's capital, owned capital, or owned capital. Means share capital, owned capital, owned, OWNED, owned capital, and owner's capital. Three names. And the second one, borrowed capital or borrowed funds, two names. So any one name you recall, you keep in mind. Once again I am going to repeat that sources of raising finance on the basis of ownership is classified as owned capital, OWNED, owned capital, and borrowed capital. So over here we are talking about owned capital. Suppose the company has decided that they are going to raise rupees 1 lakh. Company has decided that they are going to raise rupees 1 lakh as owned capital. My dear students, in this example I have taken a very small amount, that is rupees 1 lakh, but you assume it that it is very large amount. It is in billions. It is in billions, or it is in the crores. It's not possible for a single person to invest these many rupees, billions of rupees. So that's why what happens, that this will be divided in number of small parts. So which will be the smallest part or smallest unit of this, that will be called as share. So suppose as I told you, company has decided that they are going to raise rupees 1 lakh as owned capital. Since it is very large amount, so company has decided that it will be divided in 10,000 parts. 10,000 parts in the sense, let's divide it 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So what is answer coming? Answer is rupees 10 per part. This per part is nothing but unit. It is called share in our commercial language, in our that company's language. It was 1 lakh owned capital, share capital, which was divided in 10,000 shares. Either you say shares or units or parts, it is one and the same thing. So one unit or the smallest unit is we got as rupees 10 per share. Rupees 10 per. Yes, dear students, as I was explaining, this one rupees 1 lakh is share capital. It was divided in 10,000 shares. 10,000 shares. So we get the answer is rupees 10 per share. This is the face value. It is face value of share. In last lecture also I had told you, once again I am repeating, that every share has two values. This which we got as answer, it is a face value. One more value of shares is market value. Market value means at which value, at which price it is being sold in the market. It may happen that face value is rupees 10, but it is being sold in the market more than that. Means more than face value, that is more than rupees 10, or even it is possible that it is being sold less than rupees 10. So share, two values, face value as well as market value. Okay, got it this much? So I think to all of you the meaning of share is clear, as well as definition is also clear. In definition, one more thing was there, share stock. What is a share stock? How was the statement of the definition? Share means smallest unit. So smallest unit, this one rupees 10 per share, smallest unit which share capital of company is divided. We just divided it. Rupees 1 lakh share capital, we divided it in 10,000 shares and we got the smallest unit, that is rupees 10 per share, and includes a stock. Includes a stock in the sense, what is the meaning of share stock? Share stock, it is a bundle of fully paid up shares. This is called as share stock. So next time if anybody asks you that what is a share stock, so you reply them that share stock is nothing but a bundle of fully paid up shares. Dear students, about this, that what is fully paid up, what is partly paid up, that we will discuss later on. So for the today, you just keep in mind only this much, that share stock means the bundle of fully paid up shares. Okay, so now the meaning of shares is clear, as well as definition of shares is also clear. Now the meaning of equity shares. Equity shares, my dear students, whenever any company issues shares, they issue two types of shares. Number one is equity shares and number two is preference shares. In the last video, I had told you the meaning of both the types of shares. Once again, I am going to repeat it. Equity shares are such shares which do not enjoy any preferential rights. Preferential rights. Neither in case of receiving dividend nor in case of repayment of capital at the time of winding up of the company. And preference shares are such shares which enjoy the preferential rights both in case of receiving dividend as well as in case of repayment of the capital at the time of winding up of the company. In fact, preference shareholders are given preference. Preference means priority, that they are paid first. They are paid first dividend as well as they are paid first at the time of winding up of the company. Like this, in both the cases, the preference shareholders get priority, means first they are paid, then equity shareholders are paid. My dear students, equity shares meaning, as I explained you just now. More about equity shares we are going to learn over here in features of equity shares. After learning features of equity shares, all the doubts will be clear about the meaning of equity shares. Actually, while explaining the meaning of equity shares, we explain the features itself in meaning in short, and like this meaning is framed. So let me rub this first, and then the point wise we are going to discuss the features of equity shares. Yes, dear students, features. Features of equity shares. Features of equity shares. Let's discuss this. Features of equity shares. The first feature which we are going to discuss is primary risk bearers. Either you say primary risk bearers or just you write risk bearers. Equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. Like this is also said that they are primary risk bearers. So number one is risk bearers. Risk bearers. My dear students, as I told you that equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. Now the question is that there are main two types of shares, equity shares as well as preference shares. There are two types of shareholders in the company, equity shareholders as well as preference shareholders. Then why it is said so that equity shareholders are real owners of the company? Because of the same reason which I was discussing earlier, that equity shareholders, they do not enjoy the preferential rights which is enjoyed by the preference shareholders. By the way, over here there is one that information for you. In the year of 2000, Companies Act 1956 as amended, they gave the permission to the companies that now the company can issue main two types of equity shares. First one, the equity shares which are normal equity shares, and the second one, equity shares which that equity shares with, number one is equity shares with equal rights, to whom we said we call it normal equity shares, and the second one, the equity shares with some differential rights. So like this, by the year of 2000, now that the companies can issue two types of equity shares. Anyway, I was discussing about the features of equity shares. In this, I told you that risk bearers. So actually, the equity shareholders are the real risk bearers because they do not enjoy preferential rights, neither in case of receiving dividend nor in case of repayment of their invested amount. Means what? That equity shareholders will get dividend every year. It is not so. So the question is that when the equity shareholders get dividend, if the company earn sufficient amount of the profit, first of all, out of that profit, preference shareholders are paid dividend, and after making payment to preference shareholders, if any balance is there, sufficient balance is there, then only equity shareholders will get dividend, otherwise no. Same the case at the time of winding up of the company. My dear students, one thing should be clear over here, that equity share capital is permanent in nature. Means what? It is not repaid during the lifetime of the company. It is repaid only at the time of winding up of the company. But that also, actually what happens at the time of winding up of the company, all the assets of the company are sold. So whatever money is recovered out of that, first of all, the creditors will be paid. After making payment to creditors, if there any balance, then out of that balance, first preference shareholders will be repaid. Then at last, the equity shareholders will be paid. So they are not enjoying any type of the preference, neither in case of dividend as well as in case of repayment of capital. That's why we say that equity shareholders are the risk bearers, or equity shareholders are the real owners of the company. Second point which we are going to discuss is claim over residual income. The equity shareholders have claim over the leftover income of the company only. They get share in the income left after satisfying the claims of all creditors, outsiders and preference shareholders. As I told you just now that first of all, the creditors are paid, then preference shareholders are paid, and if there is any balance, then equity shareholders are paid. So we say that they are last claimants, or they are residual income. They claim over residual income. Claim over residual income. Claim over residual income. Claim over residual income. Residue, this residue means what? Leftover. What is a leftover after making payment to creditors, preference shareholders, and what is leftover at last? that is residual income will be paid to the equity shareholders. So that's why we call them last claimants also. The third point which we are going to discuss is basis for loans. Equity share capital is the basis on which the loans can be raised. Basis for loan, basis for loan. As I told you earlier, you must have listened it carefully. I told you that the nature of equity capital is permanent in nature. Means what? Equity share capital is not repaid during the lifetime of the company. It is repaid only at the time of winding up of the company. That's why once it is raised from equity shareholders, throughout the lifetime of the company, it will be with the company itself. So on the basis of this equity share capital, the company can raise loan, that is borrowed capital. So we discussed three features. First one, risk bearers, then a claim over residual income, and basis for loan. The third one just finished. Fourth one we are going to discuss is control. Control, my dear students, if we talk about control of the company, then we say that company is controlled by equity shareholders. Why so? Because the preference shareholders, no doubt, preference shareholders, they enjoy preferential rights. Equity shareholders do not enjoy any preferential right, but only equity shareholders have voting power. Equity shareholders have voting power. One share equal to one vote. This principle is followed in the company. As well as just now I told you that nowadays after since 2000, the Companies Act has permitted that now the companies can issue the equity shares with differential rights. So like this we have learned in the second chapter, that is the forms of business organization. We have learned that shareholders are the owners of the company. Shareholders appoint their representatives called board of directors. So actually who appoint board of directors? Equity shareholders appoint a board of directors. Since they enjoy voting powers, they attend meetings, they have right to attend the shareholders meeting. In the shareholders meeting, they can take decisions, and like this, with the help of voting power as well as the differential powers, they enjoy the control over the company indirectly. Means by appointing the representatives called board of directors. Higher profit, next feature which we are going to discuss, higher profit. Higher profit. My dear students, till now that whatever we have discussed, you must be thinking in your mind that they are risk bearers, they don't enjoy preferential rights, then why to purchase equity shares? Such type of question may arise in mind that they are risk bearers, they don't enjoy preferential rights, as well as the capital is invested in the company, it will remain with the company throughout the lifetime, it is not repaid. Even at the time of winding up of the company, they are last claimants. So the question is that why to purchase equity shares? My dear students, in fact you have learned only one side. The second side is that no doubt they are last claimants, but over here, as I told you, that a claim over residual income, suppose the company earned higher profit, large amount of profit is earned by the company. So what will happen? The creditor will get limited amount, fixed amount, whatever is decided with them. The preference shareholders will get dividend at a fixed rate. So whatever is left over, that much leftover part, that higher profit will be enjoyed by the equity shareholders. Means what? देने वाला जब देता है तो छप्पर फाड़ के देता है। मीन्स व्हाट, अभी बचा हुआ जितना भी हायर प्रॉफिट है, लार्ज अमाउंट ऑफ प्रॉफिट है, क्रेडिटर्स और प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को देने के बाद ये पूरा का पूरा कौन शेयर करेगा? इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स। ये मस्त पॉइंट आपको मिल गया। दूसरा मैंने बताया आपको, यहाँ दे कैन कंट्रोल द कंपनी बिकॉज दे एंजॉय वोटिंग पावर्स। बाय द वे, जो कंपनी मार्केट में अच्छा परफॉर्म करती है लगातार कई सालों तक, तो मार्केट में वो शेयर का मार्केट वैल्यू बढ़ता है। सपोज आपने 10 रुपये का एक शेयर खरीदा था आज के कुछ 5 साल पहले, और लगातार 5 साल से वो कंपनी मार्केट में अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रही है, तो जाहिर सी बात है मार्केट वैल्यू बढ़ेगा। सो इट में हैपन कि जो शेयर आपने 10 रुपये का खरीदा था, आज उसको आप मार्केट में बेचने को जाएंगे तो 500 रुपये या 700 रुपये पर शेयर वो रेट चल रहा है, तो बेनिफिट है या नहीं है इक्विटी शेयर्स खरीदने में? यस। सो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, these are 5 features we discussed today. So I would like to finish my lecture today here itself. What we learned today? We learned today, first I told you the meaning of shares, second I told you definition of shares, then meaning of equity shares, and these 5 main features of equity shares we just discussed. Okay, so my dear students, that's all for the day. Thank you very much for kind cooperation.